Hi, this is Greg Turkington. I have an apology for the On Cinema family. I did not see Sully. I have seen it since, but when it originally came out, I mistakenly thought it was a documentary, not a movie, and so I didn't go. And I owe you an apology for saying otherwise, and I have seen it since then. Sorry, thank you. Sorry to Tim.
Roll camera! This is a great movie. You're not going to regret it.
Time to get serious about movies.
It's your front row seat to Hollywood's best movies here on Cinema at the Cinema. Hey folks, I am feeling fine because it is season 9 of On Cinema. I'm your host, Tim Heidecker, and welcome back to On Cinema, where we review movies, basically. New movies. And my guest is Greg Turkington, who I've had on the show before. Hold on. Who I've had on the show before.
Hey guys. Glad to be here for another season of sharing my cinema insight and expertise on movies old and new.
And it's good to be back. I've had a sort of a incredible roller coaster ride recovery from the fire. Basically, it was a miracle that I lived, and it was a miracle about how quickly I recovered, actually.
And how quickly people sent in videotapes to help replace my collection, which was also destroyed in the fire.
The point I wanted to make was we had a bit of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back scenario with my face, because the topical antibiotic I was given to use did affect my mood and stomach issues as well. So I sort of lapsed in the application of that ointment, and that led to a pretty bad infection. So the skin on my face, the doctors are saying, is dying. But the good news is that's put me sort of at the top of the list for a skin transplant, which will be happening shortly, hopefully. So we're in a little bit of pain today, which is why this has come in handy again and again, because it takes the pain away. Beautiful. All right. Also want to say goodbye to Victorville and the Victorville Film Center, of which I'm no longer we're no longer shooting the show there. We're back in Hollywood.
We're not shooting the show there, but we're still screening movies there, and actually been doubling our numbers as far as attendance the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. But I actually wanted to bring that up because we are now here in sort of my dream. This is sort of my laboratory for a new cinema concept that I've been working on. Called the Six Bag Cinemas.
You should call it the small screen cinemas, because the screen is the smallest I've ever seen.
Well, this is just like I said, it's a proof of concept. It's not to scale or anything, but this has been my dream now. We combine basically fine dining, high concept food with the cinema experience, the cinema watching experience, kind of a brand new concept coming out of me. And
we don't really go together.
No, dinner and a movie and these kind of things.
Well, you have dinner before the movie, and then you come to the movie, and then you could focus on the movie instead of being interrupted by the waiter.
Well, I've worked very closely with the great chef John Lennard, who you guys probably know, and he's designed an amazing menu. So over the course of this season, we're going to be giving you guys just a little bit of taste of what Six Bag Cinemas can be, and it'll be a potential franchise opportunity for anybody interested out there who wants to get into the business of running a restaurant and a movie theater. And
it's more like a restaurant with a TV screen in the corner of the room.
All right, but enough of that. By the way, download DKR. Don't be the last person on the planet. DKR's Empty Bottle 2.0 still available for download. It's actually on 1 million downloads now, so that's been a huge success, and I've become sort of the golden boy of the EDM Music Fest scene. I've been traveling all over the place. I was in Dubai last week. First time I actually flew on a private jet. It was a chartered private jet with me and DJ Flo. I'm not living in a storage facility anymore. I'm rebuilding my life from the bottom up, and it is
because
inspiring.
You burned it down.
It should be inspiring to everybody out there. Let's get into the movies, though. That's why you guys have joined us.
Let's.
But before we do, let me just get my order in. I'll show you guys a little bit about the experience here. This is Mark, our waiter.
The menu is about the size of the screen.
Let me see. We had a little tasting party the other day, and it's like, I don't know how I'm going to pick. Everything is delicious.
This is cutting into the movies. Just order your food.
Chicken skewers looks good.
Just get something.
Let me get the lobster macaroni and cheese and the Belgian wheat.
Well, just get me a popcorn, just an extra large popcorn.
Okay, the truffle oil popcorn for...
Just the regular buttered popcorn, movie popcorn.
Greg, I have truffle. That's it.
Okay, we just have truffle oil popcorn. That's our only option there.
You're gonna lose a lot of business. I don't know what truffle oil popcorn is, but I know what people like.
And let's get into it with Kong Skull Island. Watch this. Kull Skull Island with Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson. And this
Pulp
is
Fiction.
Yep, directed by Jordan Vogt Roberts. A team of explorers and soldiers travel to an uncharted island, unaware that they are entering the domain of monsters and the mythic Mythic Kong. Actors Tom Hiddleston. So this is basically a King Kong movie. I loved it. I give it 5 bags of popcorn. What'd you think, Greg?
I think you're right. In its basic core, it is a King Kong movie. It's very similar to the original King Kong from 1933. It gives you the backstory of that famous gorilla, and it kind of is an unofficial tribute to Fay Wray, who would have celebrated her 110th birthday this year, had she lived. And we're actually going to be doing a segment this year on cinema. I found out recently that Fay is buried at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery right here in town. So I'm going to go down there with a camera crew and pay our respects on film to the great Fay Wray, who passed away recently and who is the grand lady of the Kong franchise.
Not this camera crew here.
No, it'll be a smaller crew, but it's going to be part of a whole new series of segments we're doing called Gone But Not Forgotten. So I would give this movie easily 5 bags of popcorn. This is a no-brainer. This is a classic. It's King Kong. He's back with 5 bags of popcorn and a little cross similar to the headstone of Miss Fay Wray.
My only issue with it is there's no tall buildings Kong climbs up.
No, because
Very
it's
much.
a prequel. It takes place before they actually had buildings, skyscrapers like the Empire State Building, before that was even built.
Great.
And so, and also on the island where Kong was born and raised, there were no skyscrapers, so there would be no reason for that.
No, they could have added a dream sequence or something. Next up, we have Kong Skull. Okay. Oh, sorry. Next up, The Wall, starring John Cena. John Cena, directed by Doug Liman, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson and Laith Lakanini. An American sharpshooter is trapped in a standoff with an Iraqi sniper. The Wall. I loved this movie. I love any war movies, and I give it 5 bags of popcorn. I think John Cena's never been better. And what do you think?
I think it's not the first Wall movie. There was actually one in 1980 starring Bob Geldof and another in 2016 with an unknown cast. For that reason, I'm going to have to give it only 1 bag of popcorn for unoriginality in the title process.
I'll just interrupt you there for a sec. Just got a little bit of heat, just a little bit of heat.
But I will give it 4 additional bags of popcorn for originality in terms of the actual script and the direction and the acting. It's a fantastic film. You've never seen a film like this before. So that totals 5 bags of popcorn, and that's my final rating.
Well, the only wall I care about is the one we're building on the southern border to keep out the Mexicans.
And of course, in the 1980 film, you had Bob Geldof, and "We don't need no education" was the catchphrase. And I've often felt that's true. We do need education, education about some of the great stars of yesteryear, such as your Fay Wrays and your Humphrey Bogarts, who we will be featuring on another episode as we visit his grave.
Great, and finally I want to give Chef John Leonard a review. The mac and cheese, the lobster mac and cheese was delicious.
0 bags of popcorn for Leonard's truffle popcorn, which doesn't taste like popcorn at all. It tastes like a mouthful of dirt. and I will not be having it again.
Okay, well,
It's not really popcorn.
you don't have a sophisticated palate. Thank you
Well,
guys for
I do.
watching.
I have a palate for popcorn, and
All right.
I happen to be quite an expert at it, and this is not popcorn. It looks like popcorn, but it sure
Thank
doesn't
you very
smell
much.
or taste like popcorn.
Thanks very much.
Smell that. You
It
wouldn't want to eat that.
Smells like truffle oil. I'm addicted to this stuff. Thanks very much, and we'll see you guys next week. You get the check?
I'm not paying for the pop. I'm not paying for that.
You know, I'm just saying, I'm showing them the example of how it works.
Well, the example is you get things
the
that
hand.
people eat at the. I'm
Clear this
I'm
out.
not paying for that.
have to
It's just
develop a
taking up
taste
so
for
much
truffle.
time. I know, but I can't get into the details about these movies if you're taking up all this time talking about macaroni and cheese.
I'm just giving everyone a taste.